Hi, Elasticsearch fans. As you already could understand, indexing can appear to be a rather often operation. Changing field mapping or document relationships, changing the number of shards, and many other things force us to make reindexing of whole data. And when we have great amounts of data, then it appears to be a great problem. At that lecture we will speak how to perform indexing in the most efficient way and how to avoid pauses at production while doing it if business requirements are not allow us to stop the cluster even for several minutes. First of all, use bulk requests. Bulk requests will yield much better performance than single document index request. How does it work? We are gathering some package of documents and then ask Elasticsearch to index it at once. First try to index 100 documents at once, then 200, then 400, until you will notice that indexing is slowing down rather than becoming faster. Let's assume that you found that threshold around 400 documents. In that case, leave some buffer to not overload the node and stay with 300 bulk size. To perform bulk requests, use bulk API or use commit, persist and flush operation while using programming languages. Use all nodes and multiple threads in addition. In most cases, the narrow place is not elastic, which has rather high index rate, but the processing of data by itself, equal taking encoding data from different storages, making some transformations around it, calculating different statistics and aggregations, and then putting encoding values to Elasticsearch. Use resources effectively, spread the work between many workers and many nodes at the same time. Let's assume that you have 3-node cluster and you need to index 90 million documents. You can apply such a scheme. For example, you can assign the first 10 million documents to the first worker. At the same time, you are having running the second worker, which will process next 10 million package and so on and so on. Moreover, you are running all of them simultaneously at all nodes, so Elasticsearch will be able to index them and then will replicate encoding data between the nodes. Question which appears here: how to choose the amount of workers? Simply test it and monitor your CPU, memory usage and watch another essential parameter. It is called too many requests, and if you will notice such a response code like 429 or coding constant at your logs, then it means that you reach some threshold, and that's the way you can get the maximum number of workers you can run. So try to experiment, try to change different batches, try to run as many workers as you can, and use all your CPU and memory resources, and in most cases Elasticsearch would be able to process all your requests, and in such a way you can reach the high optimal speed of indexing. Another essential thing is the refresh interval. We already mentioned it at previous lecture. The operation that consists of making changes visible to search, called a refresh. And it is costly. Calling it often while there is ongoing indexing activity can hurt indexing speed. If you can increase the amount of time between when a document gets indexed and when it becomes visible, increasing the refresh interval to a larger value, equal even 30 seconds, might help improve indexing speed, or maybe even disable it at all if you will set the coding value to -1. From my practice, I'm oftenly using the second option. I'm disabling it at all for some 5-10 minutes, and I can guarantee you that it increases the speed of indexing a lot. There are some other tricks that you can use to speed up your indexing process, and that is change the number of replicas. If you're sure that your cluster is stable at the moment of indexing, you can switch that parameter to 0, and then after indexing you can back to your initial values, and it helps a lot also. You will also use auto-generated ID to your documents if you don't need to preserve some ID consistency with your own scheme. That also helps Elasticsearch to not check if a coding ID exists, and simply auto-generation also guarantees some uniqueness, so it also works faster. For sure, at indexing time you can scale your nodes by itself, so you can get more memory, more CPU, and that will help you to run more workers and to finish your indexing faster. And one essential thing is remember about to give some memory to file system cache. Never give home memory to Java Virtual Machine heap. As I recommended previously, better to stay with 50% only and leave all other for file system cache. Especially that is essential notice in case you're providing indexing. Now I want to speak about one another thing, how to provide reindexing and keep a 0 time downtime. It is not always possible to shut down your cluster for 10, 20, 30 minutes and provide reindexing. Sometimes we have to keep working, and how to be in that situation. Here we can use next scheme. Imagine that you have some application and you have some index, and now you need to provide reindexing to new index. So in that case, you can use such mechanism as alias. You can assign alias to old mechanism and use aliases at your application. Like here, application is talking to index using alias, not the index name by itself. So imagine now that we have to provide reindexing process. So we can use, first of all, reindex API. So Elasticsearch provides such a special API that will allow you, for example, to copy whole data from that index to new index. Especially it is good to use it in case you only make changes in type of fields or adding new fields, or maybe that is some small transformations that you can use some built-in scripts and reindex API with itself. So it works rather fast. In case it is some complex transformations, you can use some custom migration scripts, of course. So imagine that you are making such migration. So let's assume that our script or index API is working with migrating our data to new index. We also have to take care in that case about updates. And in most cases, probably we'll have some queue system, some workers that will take update and provide according changes at index by itself. So while performing such migration, you have to take care to provide updates to both indexes at the same time, or you can keep all updates at your queue. That is rather good way to process such a problem. And then when the indexing would be finished, you can run all updates in sequence as you gathered it. So please remember to take care about update operations at your data. So after that, when you will finish indexing and when you apply all updates at your new index, you can simply reassign alias to the new point and remove your old index completely. So that's all I wanted to tell you. And that is the end of the course. Thank you a lot. Thank you a lot for being with me the whole time. Hope that my lectures were useful for you. Suppose that now you know so much that making complicated system with Elasticsearch will not create any obstacles for you.